Hi, Gerhardt Bloom. Let's look at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. So you've been told repeatedly to trust the science. This from the people who brought you non-binary, pregnant people, pregnant men, chest feeding, and other such nonsense. They also brought you racially segregated dorms and graduation ceremonies. And yes, those speech codes on college campuses. They're not afraid of disinformation. They're afraid of anything that speaks against their poisonous nonsense. This is cultural Marxism. They are militant ideologues attempting to coerce ideological conformity. Real science tailors the theory to the real world, to the evidence. Marxist pseudoscience coerces reality to suit its ideological agenda. Yes, chest feeding, non-binary, pregnant men. This isn't science. Of course it's not science. It's ideological nonsense. Lenin. He's the guy who orchestrated the Soviet Revolution. He parroted Marx in referring to Marxism as scientific socialism. Just how scientific was this socialism? Wasn't scientific at all. Every prediction failed and failed disastrously. It was this alleged scientific pedigree that led certainty to the victory of socialism. Yeah, it was the guaranteed outcome of history, right? This was science. But a curious paradox lay at the heart of this analysis. If socialism was the inevitable outcome of material conditions and contradictions, why did it need pointy-headed leaders to educate the masses and to coerce them into conformity? For Lenin, the party was the guardian of truth. Marxism couldn't advance without purging false ideas. Suppressing misinformation and disinformation. Lenin demanded that the party continue to purge itself of wrongthink. And yes, plenty of party members were canceled permanently. They were murdered. And yes, our current social justice warriors frequently attack their own for violating the demands of ideological purity. They set upon them like a pack of dogs to teach the rest of them, you better stay in line. So pause for a moment for the world's smallest violin here. The USSR purged plenty of non-party members as well. Millions, yes, millions of innocent people were murdered by this brutal totalitarian dictatorship. And about 18 million people were sent off to the Gulag, also known as concentration camps, work concentration camps. Scores died in absolute immiserating conditions. This current social justice movement, woke, this is cultural Marxism, and it has plenty of pointy-headed elites that believe they have the truth. And throughout the educational system, they indoctrinate students into this poisonous, tribalizing ideology. Cultural Marxism seeks to weaponize these various identity categories. Each is allegedly oppressed by the evil exploitative system. And for each of these identity categories, the answer remains the same: tear the institutions down. These institutions have guaranteed the freedom and prosperity and wealth that is unprecedented in human history. And this could all be a very short experiment in human freedom. This ideology has infected the corporate world, entertainment, sports, the church, and the mainstream media. And it is absolutely unrelenting. I hope you will check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. It's available on Amazon. Not important because I wrote it. I wrote it because the issues could not be more important. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Bye-bye.